Hey there. Wanted to talk about the month of October in 2019 and what's coming up spiritually, what's coming up for our souls. I'm Jen Duchene of jenduchene.com, and I'm using the cards that I created with the help of the Akashic records, the Illuminating journey cards. I've already prepared them to help give us some guidance as far as what's going on. I'm just being distracted by this amazing sky in front of me. I'm sitting in a different place than my usual, and it's just beautiful. And when I pick up the deck, the number 5 in the back. So that tells me that the month of October is all going to be a lot of change. And I know this too because in numerology, October is a 13 month, and 13 is a number of, oh, looks like I have something on top of my head. Is that a good thing? Is a number of change. It is the number of reformation, right? Death and renewal, the phoenix rising. It's related to female energy. You know, we have a lot of stories about you know, how unlucky 13 is. And actually, many of the old stories we've been given have controlled us, like moved us away from things that we wouldn't engage in, things that might have been good for us, because some people wanted to control our experience. That's been the common wisdom, to control the experience of others. Now we're moving into a time where we have to learn to control our own experience and understand the power of who we are, the power of creation, and what it means to be making a soul choice. And so this number 13 is an extraordinary number. The month we're in of October is an extraordinary month. And there will be change, because 13 ensures that whatever is stagnant or corrupt will break down. And that's also Pluto, which is also playing a big role right now. And we are entering Scorpio territory, which is also about the deep, ruled by Scorpio. So there's all of these different aspects about change, a kind of change that's going to move us out of some form of stuckness, some place where we may be comfortable and don't want to leave, but have to leave in order to grow and change and release and become reborn, knowing that in death the seed of life is carried, just like in life the seed of death is carried, because everything excuse me, has a cycle. All right. So I'm going to pick a couple of cards. Interesting, I'm coughing. The first card that comes up is the Magic Bean. So this deck has 3 different types of cards, for those of you who don't know. And one of the cards is tools. So interesting that we've been given a tool first. How do we deal with this month? We have to kind of understand the power of the Magic Bean. Like, what would it mean to you to receive something that you can now plant in order to reap the rewards, or grow something that maybe you never thought you could? That is a hidden desire, something you want to grow, maybe something you've never actually verbalized or realized or even thought about, that it's suddenly coming into your world to help you develop, grow, establish, right? Because when we're talking about a 13-month, 1 and 3, it makes 4. And 4 is about grounding ideas. It's like taking this kind of magic or this idea that we have and grounding it into the earth and establishing a system so we can go forward. Now we know that we're in the last quarter of the year of 2019, because we're in October, and we have October, November, December. So we only have 3 months left. And we know that 2020 is coming, which is another 4. 2 plus 2, and that there's some huge stuff happening that we're heading towards with Pluto and Saturn. There's the stellium, that was this meeting of these two great beings in Capricorn. So this is about governance and systems and change and breaking down of the old, having a new world kind of expanding. And there's been a lot of talk and discussion about all this type of, what is a new world, right? What is the end? What does it mean when we reach the end? I mean, is it the end when we reach the end? I believe that it's the end of something. But as we talked about, when something ends, new things begin. The second card is the number 13. Well, that's very interesting because I've just been talking about 13. This is the soul portal card here. And there's a lot of movement because 13 is a number of a lot of movement. We can really be shifted to a whole new perspective. What has been comfortable, what has been, can just kind of blow up in our faces. There can be a lot of water because we're talking about elements that break down things, purify, release what is hidden, rising to the top. And in order for new things to establish themselves or to come into our world, old things have to die off. So where my eye is going right here is the pearl. There's a couple of pearls here. We can see pearls dancing, the earth on fire. That's very interesting if I think about it, like the earth being on fire, heating up. All of us maybe burning off, maybe the earth's burning off what it's done with, but us too, realizing the kind of magic. It's so interesting because here we have the magic being, and here we have creatures here that are mythical or magical, right? We have the dragon, the unicorn, the phoenix, all magical beings, and the sense of fire coming out, and water, and the Ouroboros, which is the double helix snake here, two snakes entwined. So there's a very magical quality that is being offered to us, in a sense of realizing that what we have held as true is potentially not true, or potentially not as we thought it was. So we have to make room to not only gather pearls of wisdom, but to allow the mystical and the magical and the unexpected to expand our experience. It feels very potent and powerful, and giving us an opportunity for something different, to bring the hidden, or the stuff that has been denied us, and we've been told, oh, you're crazy, there's no such thing as those things. And here it's all kind of coming, it's flooding into our awareness, and now we must decide if we're going to push it all away again and just follow the orders of somebody who tells us it doesn't exist, or go, it may not exist for you, but I see it, and so I'm going to follow this path. The path of the magic being, the path of the phoenix, right? All of these mystical, magical things that supposedly don't exist. Says who? And then the third card, which I find very fascinating, because I actually do a group, a monthly group, the Soul Pillow Salon, and there's a creative activity every month with these cards, and this is the card that came up. So I find that fascinating because I do an overview of the month, like what's coming up, and it's all, it's all recorded and sent into the people who are members, is sent to the inbox. And so I do an overview, I do a meditation, and then the creative aspect with the cards, and this is the card that came up. So I'm really fascinated by the fact that now it's come up again and what it's saying about the time. Because what the card is about is this ancient tree of knowledge, of the earth, of the potential of what is sacred, what is magical, what is mystical, right here. You can travel into a portal. You can go beyond what you've been. You can see things you may never have seen. You can understand the power of even time, the mystics of time, that here are all these clocks, but what does it all mean? Here are the eyeballs watching. This tree is alive. It's full of sacred symbolism. There's an energy, a music that's happening. It's calling us to release ourselves from the bondage of what is expected. It doesn't feel good. Right? We have all these rules our world has established that don't seem to fit in and don't seem to make life easy. It seems to make everything more difficult, more stressful, more like we have to twist ourselves into pretzels to make happen. And this is saying you need to let go of that stuff. You need to find the music in what might appear darker or more mysterious. And now you're going to have to journey into the space, journey beyond the external and beyond the kind of made up to this mystical, right? We started off with the magic being. Oops, I think it's upside down. The magic being, the potential of what is there. And interesting, these colors do match, right? And maybe the magic being is in there. And then we went to more mystical figures, right? The waters, the opening up, the expanding of what is happening. Things are falling apart. Pearls are flying in the air. So what are we choosing? How can we find the pearls that we'll be given, or follow the trail of the pearls into this amazing tree here that is revealing itself, revealing the hidden, the unknown, the underbelly of our existence, of our sense of self, our truth, the way we look at life and go, okay, it's not what I thought it was. It's not what it seems. I'm in this experience and I'm choosing to be mystified and to be in wonder. I'm choosing to take my magic beans and plant them and not see them as some kind of rubbish where it's like, who needs this, right? When we think about the tale of Jack and the Beanstalk, and the mother was so disappointed with that and threw it out the window. Like, what can you do with what you've been given? Where's the magic in all of this? Where's the magic and the deep beauty and blessings of this journey that we have been told is frightful and scary and we must stay away from? How can we bring more of our truth, more of our essence, more of that magic stuff out into the world and really experience the pearls, the beans, the journey? How can we sing our own music and play our own instruments? How can we be caught up in the incredible, the jewels? You see right here, there's jewels of this amazing experience we're having. Like, we can do something different with what we're given if we're willing to take the role of creator, if we're willing to change how we respond to the world. So basically that's my read for October, is this idea of getting very clear about what we're letting go of, what we're making room for, how we're engaging with magic and the mystical and the promise and the pulse of what we came here to be and do and experience. And here's our opportunity to really, plant those beans, allow ourselves to be in wonder as things fall apart and change, and capture the pearls that we can take with us as we venture through the spaces that people have told us are not safe or scary, or we're not supposed to trust what we feel and see, and just allow ourselves to expand into this. This is who I am. This is the depth of who I am. This is what I want. And truly open our eyes and our senses to what is possible, instead of being rigid, like, I feel that this is what people told me is the framework. I'm not allowed to look outside. And I feel like the cards are saying, yes, we've got to look outside the box. We've got to look outside what people have told us so we can really go deep into the magic, go deep into the depths of who we are, so we can unearth our secrets that are like magic beans and bring them alive in a new way without embarrassment or discomfort, but really with joy and like, this feels wonderful, this doesn't, this is what I want to go towards, this is what I'm expanding and allowing for, so I can have a magical, amazing, mystical, wondrous experience right now. Even though things around me are crazy or falling apart or whatever, it doesn't matter. I have what I need. My magic beans, I have my pearls, I have my wisdom, I have my curiosity and my willingness to see the world through new eyes, to live my life in a new way, to question with an open heart, right? It's a very heart-based way of living, to live with the breath, with the body, with the spirit, with every part of you being engaged in choosing, making choices that feel aligned to the depth of your soul. Well, that's my thought or report with the help of the Illuminating Journey cards for October 2019. If you want to know more about what I share in my monthly group, the Soul Pillow Salon, you can find it on my website, jenduchene.com/Soul Pillow Salon. I think that's the address. Yes, allow yourself to immerse yourself in the things that will help you to be more joyful and feel more connected. So I leave a link for the membership if you're interested. It's a monthly membership where you get a report for the month, a meditation from the records, the Akashic records, and a creative activity. We also meet once a month for a live Q&A, so you can ask your questions about what you're struggling with or where you need help around, what you need to understand more of, because we are stepping into the unknown and there's a lot of strange things happening. And it's good to have a guide, somebody who can translate what we're seeing so we can expand our filter and go, oh, I didn't know about that. Well, I never thought about it like that. This helps me immensely. So I will see you next time. I'm Jen Duchene of jenduchene.com. And like I say, if you're interested in the monthly membership, $29 a month, you can check it out at jenduchene.com. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the October share from the Illuminating Journey cards.